As content creators, we want to create faster and easier, but more importantly, to create better so we can help our audience. And here we have a challenge to use a script and write down what we say or to speak freely. I tried both methods for a long time, and after years of content creation, I will share with you what I discovered about this. I know how hard it is to change a habit if you already create videos, but I managed to change the way I create to be able to do it faster, better and easier. I will share with you what advantages and disadvantages I discovered for both methods, script writing and free speech, and more importantly, what method I think works best. The first method, free speech, freestyle in front of the camera. This method is super common and has a huge advantage but also a big disadvantage. What advantages I found using it? Advantage number one, I create faster. I can think about the subject I want to shoot when I drive or before I go to sleep, even when I take a walk or I do other things. So when I shoot, I cut the time spent on writing. This is a big advantage for those who don't have too much time for creation. The second advantage, I'm more natural. Speaking freely adds a natural vibe to the speech. When I speak without a script, I make small breaks, I have small moments of thinking, some hesitations, and natural things like talking face to face. Even if we don't realize, it helps the viewer to feel that everything is natural, true and direct. Now, the third biggest advantage of this method is about creating a stronger connection with the viewer. Speaking freely creates trust. If we speak face to face directly, that creates a stronger connection. And when we watch a video and feel that live vibe, we trust that person more. But unfortunately, this method has some big disadvantages. For many creators, this method can be too disorganized. Most of the time we say a phrase and realize that it doesn't sound that good and try to do it again. Or we say something and freeze in the middle of the phrase and start again. For many creators, this method takes a long time to shoot. And after we shoot, that speech will be harder to edit. The editing process will be longer. We search through those doubles and we may find some mistakes, and we don't realize when shooting that many problems can appear when editing a free recorded video. The speech can be less structured, and that will lead to a less clear message. If you don't have much experience with speaking freely in front of the camera, the speech can be too long, or you could jump from one idea to another easier. The entire story can be unclear, too messy, or you could add too many unnecessary details. And another disadvantage, the phrases can be less concise than they should be. In a free speech without a lot of experience, it's hard to keep everything concise and use fewer words. To speak freely, structured, concisely, and cut as many words as possible, we need a lot of experience, and it's truly the art of speaking. Not everyone has this skill, and this can lead to a boring video. But in my opinion, the biggest disadvantage is about creating less content. For some creators, it's easier to create like this, but if you want to transform it into a newsletter after you finish the video, this will take a long time. I know we can use AI to make the transcript, but you will see that it's a lot of work to transform free speech into good content for a written version. But the other way around, it's easier. Sometimes it's faster to write a script that can be used to shoot a video and use it also for a newsletter or to extract small parts for posting on X as an example. This method is not for everyone, especially for those who are not native English speakers, but if you know how to manage it, it can help you create a stronger connection with the audience, and this is super important. Now let's find out the advantages and disadvantages of creating scripts. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to press the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you. I find scripting has huge advantages, but also some messy disadvantages. What advantages do I have when I use scripts for my video? My content is more concise, precise, and clear. I can review every phrase I'm about to say, and I can ask some questions to check if that's the best version. I can ask myself questions like, is this the simplest way I can say this? Is this the most succinct way I can say this? Am I saying exactly what I want to communicate? Are there moments when attention could waver? All these are extremely important. Now, the second advantage, when I use a script, this will make the editing process faster. I know exactly what I have to say and the structure of the video. The mistakes will be less than when I speak freely, and the editing will be faster and easier. For some creators, editing is a pain in the butt, and using this method simplifies the process a lot. But the biggest advantage I felt from the first script is this: I had more content. I have a script that I can transform into a video, newsletter, use parts for X posts, and even more. If I want to create a blog, I have my scripts. I have good verified content that I can use whenever I want and how I want. But unfortunately, this method has some disadvantages. Number one, if you don't have experience or don't practice reading from a teleprompter, the video can have an unnatural vibe. This is bad. This can make people leave the video faster. First, you need to learn how to write, to use your own words, to write as you speak, to sound natural. And second, to learn how to read it to look and feel natural. If you learn this thing, everything is okay and the video can look good, but you need a little bit of practice. The second disadvantage: writing a script can be time-consuming. The speed of creating a video can decrease a lot if you are not a fast writer. Yes, you can balance the time because the editing can be faster, but it depends on how fast you are writing a script. But the biggest disadvantage is connecting less with the audience. This can be fixed if you learn how to write, if you write in a friendly manner, but many creators in writing sound more academic and tend to use more complex and complicated words. If you sound unnatural, the connection will drop fast, and this is bad. Also, how you read from a teleprompter matters a lot. So if you want to use this method that has great advantages, prepare to practice writing and how you read. Now I will show you the method that I find to be the best. For me, script writing works best. I have the content written and I can use it anywhere to grow faster, but I learn every day how to write better and practice reading in front of the camera. But from time to time, I combine the methods, and if I need to tell a story, I can write down some parts, and for some parts I just improvise and use some bullet points to maintain the structure. And sometimes I do this. I make the entire script, and when I shoot, I read the phrase, I put my phone down and speak freely. I remember a big part of what I wrote and just read, but it sounds natural because I don't try to reproduce it word by word. And like this, I don't forget anything important, it sounds natural, and I keep the connection between me and you. And the biggest recommendation is to try all the methods and find out which method is best for you. Without practice and trial and error, you could miss out on the perfect method. But if you find the best one for you, remember this: you can still have big problems when it comes to content creation if you don't use the right strategy for your videos. I know how hard it is, and I made a dedicated video about my experience with YouTube video strategy. This video will help you make the right decision and reach your goal fast.